ahead and kick things off. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Shannon Matheson, and I am a channel account manager for our partners located in Houston area and Southern Texas. Joining me today is a number of my colleagues, but Jason Ballard and I will be your guides through this journey of Engage and Grow to teach you guys how to put some extra money in your pockets. So with that said, we also have a guest speaker joining us, one of our partners who's had some winning experiences with Engage and Grow. So you don't have to take our word for it. You can take one of our partners' words for it. So with that, I'm going to let Richard Mitchell from Mark III join us and tell his story a little bit. So Richard.
Hello and good morning. Obviously, no one can respond to that verbally, but glad to be here. Glad to talk about an amazing program. To me, it's a really strong partnership that HPE has with the Aruba and HPE partners, and just really excited to talk a little bit more about what that is. I guess it's been about 2 years since I've been like fully active in the program. And what I mean by that, I've been at another partner before and wasn't as involved as I am now. And then last year kind of accelerated it even more so. We won some pretty big deals here locally in Houston and got us on the map with the Engage and Grow. They're really excited about getting partners' input and feedback, especially when you do participate in these programs, the surveys that they do, as well as the business sessions that they have. They really look to make this program more beneficial for partners. They know that they don't always have the right thought processes when it comes to what actually works for us partners, and so they actually ask us, hey, what's working, what's not working. And it's even all the way down to distribution and the way that the business unit itself puts these spiffs together, what they actually go after as far as, is it storage that they're trying to get more business on? Is it APs? Is it switches? Is it data center? They really work with the business team to figure all that out. And then once they, realize, what they can actually get funding for, then they come to us partners and they're like, hey, this is what we're planning on doing. And then they go from there. But yeah, no, excited. Last year I got in 3 different top achiever trips. I got to go to both Formula One races as well as Barcelona. Barcelona was amazing. I got to take my wife with me. It was a +1 event, and it's a complete VIP experience. Let's just put it that way. There's nothing that you have to worry about. We do have business sessions while we're there to offset taxes. So if you're worried about like how, is this like the Price is Right, where, I win this, $20,000 trip, and then I have to pay taxes on it. No, they actually do a business session where you have a meeting, and so that it complies with all taxes and that type of thing, where you don't actually have to pay taxes on the trip. It's considered a business trip, but with your spouse doesn't have to go to the business session. They actually have events planned just for the +1s, if you would, during those sessions. And they're actually in Banff this week. I did not place in the top positions to earn that trip this year, but they're actually this week. They're in Canada, enjoying the glass top train ride through the countryside and the mountains and whatnot. It's I'm excited for them. A little FOMO right now, but I'm still excited for them and all the people. There's a number of people that I know on the partner side that are going to that as well. There's a lot of things coming up in the next few quarters that Engage and Grow is doing. to make the program easier to claim spiffs. We had a business session about 3 weeks ago. I was one of the partners that got to go to Mexico with the Engage and Grow team, and we discussed strategies about what makes sense for next year. How can we, make this program even better? And a lot of feedback that we've been getting from Discover and Atmosphere is about how cumbersome it can be to enter in spiffs, and a lot of that's changing. We're actually looking at leveraging the invoices that we get from distribution to help populate your Engage and Grow portal itself, so that you can actually just click on the different invoices that you want to claim, instead of actually having to get with your inside sales team and scour all the SKUs and actually see what's actually eligible. So we're looking at making it a little bit easier in that regards. So yeah, excited about that. There are some resources within the Engage and Grow. They had a launch at Discover with the basic training. You'll actually hear my voice on those. There's 4 videos on how to claim spiffs, and both on the individual SKU side as well as the promotional pieces as well. Because you can actually claim with the same invoice, you can claim both a promotional spiff and a sales spiff. And then they'll also, depending on what Top Achievers event that they have going on right now is Hawaii, as well as Aruba has Aruba coming up. The first time that Aruba is sending people to Aruba, which is exciting. That's going to be an amazing trip as well. But if anyone has any questions, I'd love, I can definitely answer them. Is there anything more you wanted me to kind of talk about, Jason, or?
No, I think that was fantastic. We really just wanted to get an angle from one of our partners, especially somebody that's found success in this program, to kind of share the benefits. So thank you so much, Richard. I appreciate you joining us. If there is any questions out there, feel free to put it in the chat, and we're happy to answer these as we go through these slides. So thank you again, and Shannon, appreciate the introduction and helping organize Richard getting on. Without further ado, the next few slides, I'll be talking a little bit about the Engage and Grow program itself, some best tips and tricks, and then I'll give you a few examples of some of the spiff opportunities that we have out there. Before I get into that, Shannon, did you want to add anything before we let Richard go?
No, just thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your point of view today.
Yeah, and thank you for being an ambassador for the program as well.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone else for joining as well. We got quite the crowd. So thank you everyone for taking a little bit of time out of your day. Hopefully we're gonna give you a little bit of reward back with this program to make it all worth it in the end. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with what is Engage and Grow. And I know Richard touched a little bit on that, but I'm gonna get a little more granular in this. Engage and Grow in its simple form is our highly lucrative incentive program. It's a program designed specifically to reward our partner sales and their technical representatives. You can earn points by completing learning courses and submitting sales invoices for various SKUs and promotional spiffs that we run. How you're going to get that money is it's going to be a reloadable MasterCard. It gives you the flexibility to spend your hard-earned points exactly how you want. I'll touch a little bit more on that here soon. For starters, though, for those that aren't in the program, we've broken down this into 5 easy steps to get you rolling. Step 1 is just to get onto the Partner Ready portal, navigate to the HPE Engage and Grow section. We will show all of this to you here in a portal walkthrough here soon. Step 2, I highly encourage those that are not active in the program right now to do this immediately. Visit the Learn section when you're in the portal to immediately get started getting rewarded for completing HPE trainings. While you're growing your knowledge and comfortability with our portfolio and solutions, you will actually earn money. Now, the reason you want to start here is you cannot order your card until you've actually earned $20. The easiest way to earn that $20 is right here in these trading programs. Step 3 is going to be actually rewarding yourself for the SKUs and promotions that you sell. But once you get started on that, we'll need you to complete a W-9 tax form to make sure that we can start reloading your MasterCard, turn your points into actual dollars. Now, key thing to note on this is once you get your $20, it takes about 8 weeks to receive your MasterCard once you order it. So you want to jump on that early, especially if you want to have access to those funds as soon as possible. Now, once you have that card in hand, you can reload it, and it only takes up to 2 to 3 weeks. So it's a quick turnaround once you have the physical card itself. Step 4, that's where you can gain most of your money, positioning HPE products and services. This program designed to help you maximize your opportunities by looking at the solutions HPE has to offer, and then you get rewarded for doing so. Whether it's the switching, the wireless, the Edge Connect, or HPE storage and compute, you can earn significant spiff and promotional rewards. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your specific ICAM for more details, but we hope to cover what you are looking for in the rest of this. And then the final step, stay active. Be sure you're active every quarter. You want to log in once a quarter just to make sure that your account stays active. Take a look at the notification section regarding any new learnings and keep an eye on any promotional opportunities that you see out there. That way you guys can earn as much as you can. All right, quick pop quiz. For those that you guys are already in the program, maybe you know this, but does anybody know what the maximum yearly earning for an individual is with our engagement program? What's the max we'll pay out to you? I can't see the chat, so Shannon, if you can see something.
Oh, somebody, so there's a couple answers in there. Somebody said 50K, and then there's 125, and then somebody said no limit.
Oh, I would love the no limit.
Yeah, right.
Well,
50K is
Jason,
not quite enough. Yeah.
Actually, so Frank is kind of right. So your max to claim per year is 125, but you can actually keep more in the actual program. So like you can almost create it like a bank, if you would. There's actually someone with $300,000 right now that just hasn't claimed it, but the max you can claim per annual year is 125.
Wow. I knew the 125 answer. I did not know that second part. Thank you for chiming in. Hopefully you guys are spending your money as you get it and you don't get to that $300,000 mark, but wow, what an earner. So yeah, so I guess the answer to my question, which yearly is 125,000 for each individual. So that's quite the cap. You know, I know some of us don't even make that on our salary. So 125 and promotional is a fantastic thing to have as an opportunity. And there's obviously people out there that are getting that, and it sounds like even exceeding that in some cases, or they're not spending their money fast enough. One of the two. But in addition to you guys earning more money for your paycheck, which is why many of you guys are probably here, you also have an opportunity to earn your company a little performance bonus. So we actually quarterly pay out a certain amount. The percentages vary to your company as well for participating in our Engage and Grow program. So that's very exciting. You don't have to just be an individual, you're a team player as well. And as we discussed on the previous slide, the first step to accelerating your Engage and Grow program is signing in through the partner program and getting into those learning page. So we're going to start from the easy ones that some of you guys may not have jumped into yet. But once you gain access to that portal, which many of you guys, most of you should already have access, you'll want to navigate over to that learn page absolutely immediately to start earning points. We typically see about 100 points, which 1 point equals $1 in learning opportunities there. These trainings change. Typically quarterly, we add new ones and get rid of old ones. And really, they're designed to reward you for increasing your knowledge and just becoming more comfortable with HPE solutions for you and your customers, of course. Now, you'll want to regularly check in for new training content. This is definitely some of the easiest money you can earn. Plus, it's going to give you more concrete knowledge on how you guys can deliver for your customers as well. I've seen, yeah, more than $100 on these. So definitely easy way to get a little money in there. Now, once you've earned at least that $20, like I mentioned earlier, proceed to reloading that card. That's when we're going to ask for some of the tax information. Complete this as soon as possible so you receive that card as well. Now, if you do that immediately this week, you might get that card, and heck, Engage and Grow might be the program that is your holiday hero. You might be able to afford a little more holiday gifts this year if you jump on that early enough. Now, once you attempt to turn in your points into real money, that's when you're going to see that W-9. One thing I want to ensure everyone understands here is you are not actually liable for paying taxes on Engage and Grow points until you convert them into actual dollars. So if somebody's sitting out there with 300,000 points, they're not being taxed on it. It's once they turn that into the actual uploadable card money that they are going to be. Now, a few rules to these cards, because we don't want anything to be a surprise. That way you guys can spend this money efficiently. You can do ATM privileges up to $500 per day. Point of sale transactions can be up to $5,000 per day. And then electronic funds and automated clearinghouse can be no more than $10,000 per day. So you can quickly get this money off this card if you strategize correctly. Now, my favorite part, and hopefully you guys are starting to use some of these features too, is you can access your Visa card through the major mobile wallets such as Apple Pay or Google Pay. I highly recommend this. That way, if your card gets lost or worn down, you still have access to these funds. So now you've taken your trainings, you earned a little bit to get your card, you have your card. How do you earn the big bucks? How do you get close to that 125,000 or more, it sounds like? Well, you earn the most by selling eligible SKUs and promotions. Now we'll have a whole list we'll show you in the portal walkthrough, and you guys can download that and have access to it. However, I'm going to show you a few examples of our Aruba portfolio and the correlating spiffs that they have. Now, our first category is going to be our Instant On portfolio. For those that don't know, this product is ideal for small businesses without complex networking needs. As you can see, $20 for the switch, up to $500. So you do have a cap on how many you can actually put in there. Same with those APs at $10 up to $250. So you can submit up to 25 of those APs. Now in our enterprise, as you might expect, this is where you're going to get a little more lucrative. You'll see our APs are $10 or $20 as you move up to the higher series. And then our more popular switches that you might see out there are 6,000 at $30, our 6,300 at $50. And then when you get some of our biggest payouts are going to be our data center network switching. Of course, those are a little more high dollar items, so we can afford to pay out a little bit more for those guys. But wait, there's more, right? I'm the ShamWow guy. This is one of my favorite spiffs. Central licenses are also eligible. These will actually pay out the longer the term of Central. So not only are you benefiting your customers being able to manage and have support with these products, but you're earning even more on these spiff opportunities by doing so. One last call out on here, spiffs are specific to SKUs and not necessarily the series. For example, the CX6300Ms, not all of the various models are going to qualify. So you need to make sure you research those SKUs to find out the exact amount that you're going to get. All right, now we consistently have strong promotions focused on increasing your earning potential. These promotions will vary typically on a quarterly basis, and I'd like to focus on a few of these promotions that we've seen some significant traction on. The starter there, new logo spiff. Now it does need to be part of a list of HPE, but if you sell to a customer who has not purchased HPE products in the last 36 months, you can earn up to 1,000 to 10,000 based on the deal size. So that significantly increases your payout as you are bringing on new customers or somebody that hasn't purchased in over 3 years. The next one that's exciting is our Edge Connect Foundation licenses. You earn $50 to $100 spiff on each one of these guys. So again, stacks very, very quickly. For USCs out there that want to get paid to be knowledgeable, we have certification spiffs. Get paid to get certified. This is a no-brainer, right, guys? And then finally, as Richard mentioned earlier, this is the wow factor one. Win a trip to Aruba. And we're not just talking, here's some flights and a hotel. It's going to be a whole package, which leads me on to my next and last slide before I pass it off to the next person. Shannon, of course. Now, again, speaking of Aruba, I have a quick trivia question. Does anybody know the island of Aruba belongs to which country's territory? No Google. We got any answers out there, Shannon?
Netherlands? Somebody said.
Yeah, so technically they are their own country, but they are still a party of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. So great, great answer. You hit the nail on the head. Now, all of us of HPE could not be more excited to send 20, yes, 20 of our top performer partners, along with their +1 to the fabulous island of Aruba, which you saw a picture of earlier in the deck. Now, top performers will be staying at the Ritz-Carlton, so a nice hotel for 5 days and 4 nights, all expenses paid. That includes airfare, lodging, meals, and ground transportation. Like what you heard from Richard, the feedback we received from our previous trips have been absolutely incredible. You want to go to these. Now, if you win this bad boy, the trip will take place between February 21st and 25th, so you might want to put the vacation in early, get that nice little, that nice late winter tan, and really stand out on the market when you're working with your customers. Well, next up.
Oh, sorry. Can I segue into that real quick, Jason?
Yeah.
Couple things right now. If you pull that slide back up, the third item, GreenLake as a service, there is 0 people right now in that category. 0. So luckily y'all are on this call. Even I'm missing out on that one, and I'm trying to find ways to bring network as a service into some of my customers where it makes sense. But right now there is absolutely no one that's qualified for that particular. So right now they have plenty in data center and new Edge Connect, and then obviously the combined. But there is absolutely no one currently in the network as a service. So if you do have network as a service pipelines out there right now that could potentially close, know that you have a really good shot at winning that trip at that completion of that deal that you're working on. And then I'm going to put in the chat, not this Friday, but next Friday, HPE does a Cahoots Friday twice a month. And it's another way to win prizes with the Engage and Grow program. Sometimes they do around the TAC trips, they give you extra miles if you attend these webinars, but it's on product lines that you're selling. So it's very, there's a lot of information to gain from these, and it's a question and answer. So it's very beneficial of your time. So I'm going to put in the chat right now the registration link for that. So yeah, register on that today and sign up. But it's super fun, and look forward to seeing all you guys soon on these trips.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Richard. And I'm going to pass it back to Shannon to go through the portal walkthrough so you guys have a good grasp of where to go next. Oh, you're muted.
Sure. Sorry. Thank you. I ready to go here. So let me know when you guys can see my screen. Can everyone see?
You're good to go.
Perfect. Okay. So this is the partner portal. If anybody is not familiar with where I landed, this is my login. But as you log into the partner portal, you should be able to find the Engage and Grow US right here. And just for speed, I have already pre-clicked on that and landed here is the Engage and Grow homepage. So what you see here when you're landing is just the kind of, splash page, if you will. There's also excuse me, there's a little message there. Okay, perfect. So also some really quick links right there to claims, the eligibility list, your dashboard, and then some feature promotions. And you can obviously do deeper dives into those promotions. As Jason mentioned from the start, there's the courses. So you literally earn points for watching videos. And some of them start at 20 points here. There's some at 10. And of course, if I just click on this, you get all of the courses that you'd want to learn. So if you're looking for individual learning sessions at your own pace, there's a ton of them there. And as he said, that's really the easy, quick way to earn points so that you can get your card. We'll click here and just show you guys all the promotions that are available. To wait for my computer. So you can see there is a number of promotions as I kind of quickly scroll through these. For me, I like to just kind of focus on one or focus on a line. So you can certainly sort these by the featured ones alphabetically, or you can also add filters of, for instance, here, if we want to just focus on Aruba only. This is both HPE and Aruba. So if you sell server storage as well as the networking side of it, there is all of these categories available. So there's also tags too. So if you wanted to do anything with that. So if I narrow it down to just the Arubas, you can see here, these are all specifically Arubas. And so that new logo expansion as well here, Edge Connect, the certification incentive that Jason mentioned as well. And then what Richard mentioned, that GreenLake as a service, if you want information on that promotion as well. So you can see there's a fair amount of promotions going on, both for Aruba and HPE. And as we go along, if there's any questions, Jason, that you want to interrupt with, let me know, or let us know, just type it into the chat. Okay, so promotions, so I'm gonna go back to the home page here. So filing a claim, we're gonna go to that next. Here is how you, the claim builder. It is a relatively simple form, but again, if you have any challenges or questions, we have an entire Engage and Grow team, as well as reaching out to your channel account manager. So how you file a claim, you just simply fill out this form and this invoice information, and you can, where your distributor is, your details of, and then the one nice thing about Engage and Grow is there is spiffs for the individual sellers and there's spiff for the company, as Jason mentions. There is also a way to split individual claims for up to 4 people. You just say sharing this claim, and it doesn't matter which 4, if it's your inside outside or if it's your seller and your engineer, you have the ability to split it up 4 ways, and they will have their individual share going to them rather than somebody bringing in the entire points and then sharing it with someone else. So you simply just pick a user. You can see there's a bunch of names here. If they're not registered, they just register and they should show up here. And then you can continue with your claim as well. And then it will automatically split it for you.
Let me touch on that real quick, Shannon.
Sure. Yeah.
So this is per business unit within your company as well. So that list that she just showed you is specific to your HQ ID that's HPE gives you. So if you do have multiple business units within your company, you will not see other people that are outside your actual ID. So they are working on actually trying to figure out a way to combine all of them together so that you can, share with different departments. But as of right now, it's only within the certain ID. So if a salesperson is outside of your particular business unit, and then you just happen to be pulled in on that, there are ways that you can ask for Engage and Grow to make exceptions, and that's just it too. You can always email support at engageandgrow.com, and they'll always hear you out. Like there's times where there's audits, which hopefully with the new distribution invoice system, the audits won't be as cumbersome. But a no is not. It's funny. A no is not always a no if you can justify a business case. I've had a couple promotions in the past denied on the first time, and I've gone back and basically presented my business case on why I think that we've earned this promotion. And I've had all of my ones that I've fought essentially be overturned, and they ended up giving the team credit for. So it's one of those things where they really want to help the partners, and sometimes they don't get it right, and they don't understand the full partner side of the process and the frustrations that we go through, because shipping over the last 2 years has really hurt the program, if you would, because you can't invoice until you ship. And so working with distribution, trying to figure that out, it's been painful. It's getting better, obviously, with things being able to ship now, but know that they're there to work with you, not against you. So definitely keep that in mind. And then the other thing is the minimum amount that you can give to someone is 10%. And sometimes you might have like an inside sales person enter these in for you, and so they can get 10%, and then 90% can be divvied out to the rest of the team. So that's just something to keep in mind too. If you don't want to have to actually do it yourself, you can have someone else do it, but they will get a minimum of 10% of the whole spiff itself. But yeah, no, it's exciting.
Thank you for that. And I'm not sure if it was stated directly, but Richard is on part of the Engage and Grow team that includes outside folks. He's an ambassador for the partner community through Engage and Grow. Okay.
Do you want me to talk on that real quick? Because
sure. Yeah,
that's open to. So it's a partner advisory board that they just started this year, after a number of us won multiple trips last year. They really enjoyed a lot of our feedback, and they decided to actually start a team, an advisory board team, that they select candidates for annually going forward. And one of the benefits are that we get a special trip just for the group itself, but we also get to give feedback and actually shape the program before it actually launches. So like when I was telling you earlier about some new things coming in the next few quarters, that's based on our feedback as a partner and what actually works and what doesn't work. So what they have different requirements. If you make a top achievers trip, that's one of the requirements to be on the board, because it just shows your activity within the program, so you have more familiarity and have a lot more insight on what works and what doesn't work for you as a partner. But yeah, they select that every year. It's exciting because then it's actually, I feel like I have a bit of an advantage on everyone else, that's not heavily involved, because I know these people personally now, everyone on the Engage and Grow team. And so like if I have any problems whatsoever, I mean, I'll either text them, which, you know, can get a little annoying sometimes, but like they're on the trip right now and I'm literally texting them in a separate group chat, a number of them, and you know they're excited that, you know, obviously I talked about Cahoots and that we're talking about Engage and Grow. Meanwhile they're on a train in Canada. But you know it's definitely you gain friends, you gain networking, more than just hardware networking. You gain people networking through this, and it's just, it becomes a family. And then on top of all that, like the product that we're selling, I'm an engineer. I'm not a salesperson. The product that we're selling, we can get behind. Like I mean, it's just, it doesn't happen this often where you have best of both breeds, where you have amazing product and you have amazing incentives behind it. Because usually, you know, it's like, am I selling beachfront property in Utah? No, this is actually, you know, we're selling it in Cozumel right now. Like this is amazing product. So, but anyways.
We appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the details, extra details as well. So, okay, so there is the sales claim itself. You can see your claim history. One of the most important things is that eligibility list. So I'm going to have this pop up here. So you can search here by business unit, by category. These go back up to 4 quarters back. So you do have 60 days to file claims. So meaning if you sold something 30 days ago, you still have the ability to file a claim. Actually, 59 days ago, you still have the ability to file a claim. So you can look here at the past quarters, promotions and or filings there. The real tool here, which I think is of a best benefit, is that SPIF assessment tool. To save time, I went ahead and downloaded that. But this makes it really easy to see if what you are selling or what you are proposing is on the list. So you can kind of pre-look and see if there is a SKU that you're working on that is eligible for them. So I put in one SKU here just to show you guys. This is our, whoops, that's the wrong, there we go. That makes more sense. So if I put in here a quantity of 5, this SKU, it should tell me in the assessment tool. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Okay, this worked earlier.
So if you have to actually type it.
Oh, do I?
So
okay.
This is one of the things they're working on too. It's a very, it can be a temperamental template sometimes, to where it doesn't actually show up. You can't like you copied it from the first one and dropped it in the other one. So like for whatever reason that actually messes up the unfortunately. So that's one of the things that they're working on. Like I said, with some of the new features in the new Engage and Grow portal that are coming the next couple quarters, it's not going to be as needed to have that template, because you're going to have it already pre-populated through the distribution invoices. But yeah, it's definitely, because the other thing is if you don't put the SKU in exactly, so like we had an inside sales team drop the hashtag on the sub items on some of the storage arrays, and so it didn't come up with the full amount in the assessment tool. And so like our team didn't realize that they literally left, it was, I think it was like 60,000 credits on the table, because they thought there was no money to be had. And so I was able to audit their invoices and figure that out, and they ended up getting 3 promotions on storage, which gave them 60 grand. So you know, definitely make sure that if you definitely use that tool, that you enter in the things the way they need to be entered in, because it can bite you sometimes.
Yeah. So there's also, this is part of the SPIF Finder tool. This is the second page. So I put in, when I did this, I just put in the category, I did switch, and it came up with the 6,000 switch that I picked. And the information here is that there's the invoice cap. the required quantity and the spiff that is associated with those. So that's 30 points. So that's $30 per item up to the cap of 25. If we did a different SKU here, I could search for the Q9 and it would give me all of the ones that had Q9 on there. So that was a partner. I knew that that was the first two letters. So you can see there's a lot of choices here. But this is a way to narrow down what spiffs there are. So there is in the category, so there's the 519, which was the SKU I was trying to do on the other page. But there's the cap of 25, and those are paid out at $10 a piece. So you can see that there. So that is the spiff finder tool. There is also this list as well, and it goes through, again, it can go up to backwards to a few quarters for you and any categories that you want to look at. So if you're looking at Green Lake, Aruba Edge Connect, all the categories, there is the list there. So there's the 300 series, and it'll go through everything if you wanted it to there. Okay, so let's go back to where we were with the, oops, that's the, so I'm just gonna run over this real quick here. Sorry, technical difficulties. It was working this morning. Here we go. Okay, so back to the home. And again, you have the ability to look at your account dashboard, both for overall and then for yourself specifically. So my dashboard will be blank because I don't qualify for these, but it does show you the ability to have information as far as what your breakdown is, and information on what you have filed for, any new claims, your claims history, any kind of specific information. There is reports you can run. So there's a template, there's a report builder if you wanted to. The top achievers promotions will go over to those lovely trips and things of, oh, that's great. Okay. So the featured promotions you can see here, obviously there's the Aruba Island one, so you can click on that and see all of the categories. And again, this is the information that we were talking about, just to give you a little demonstration of what is there. So, okay, any questions or anything in the chat that I need to address before we leave this?
I don't see anything yet, but feel free to type it in if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot back over to the deck so you can go through the last few slides.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I will stop sharing and go through the rest of the slides. Okay, so we do have some real life examples. We actually have removed the company names just to protect the innocent, of course. But these are just some examples we wanted to show everybody that how really lucrative this program can be if you're not already convinced through us and Richard. So Jason, whenever you're ready here, we'll go ahead and go to those slides there. Okay, just to help you visualize, are those slides up? I don't.
Am I sharing?
It doesn't look like it to me. I think now you are. Can everybody see that now where it says instant on solution? Okay. So this was one of our solutions for our an independent hotel using very simple instant on. It was an SMB boutique hotel. And as you see there, they had a switch and a couple of APs. They sold a quantity of 4 of those switches, 10 of the APs, and obviously 27 of the 11 D switches, and this capped out at 125, but everything else was eligible, and they earned a total of $285 on that switch. These are really simple, straightforward products to sell, and so it's an easy $200 and almost $300, right? Okay.
One thing on that real quick.
Sure.
One of the things we talked about in the strategy session was, for example, one of our deals that we just closed was 8,000 APs. Well, that really stinks, right? We only get 25 of those 8,000. So what they're looking at doing is potentially doing a staggered system, or like an OTE type percentage base. So we're currently looking at different ways to keep the incentive to sell more there, and not, well, I should only sell 25 or I should only sell 50, because beyond that, like, we just, I don't actually get spiffs on the back end for it. So to honor those that are selling 100 or 1,000 or 8,000 units of something, they're looking at ways that we can, maybe after 1,000 it's $1 per instead of $20, but it's still giving you some money towards those actual APs. So we're currently looking at ways to make it to where it's just not small deals that make sense, but all deals.
Oh, that's great. See, Richard's got a lot of insider information from being on that committee. So good information. Okay. Next one, this is just a new manufacturing building. And as you can see here, the central information, as well as the hardware. So there is software. That's our central cloud managed under single pane of glass software, as well as the APs. And you can see the breakdown here. But if you want to go ahead and hit that next button, you can see how much they earned for this manufacturing building, a total of almost $1,300 worth of spiffs. And that's just for selling what you guys are already selling. So again, that spiff finder is going to be really important for you guys to look at for pre-sales, if you get it, or to go back for the next 60 days to see what you have sold and eligibility. And you can see here an easy $1,300 in spiffs. That's great. I actually did have another partner that saved all of their points one year for Christmas presents for their family. So can be used in a lot of ways, and obviously can be earned in multiple ways as well. Okay, one more slide of an example. And this is a data center networking refresh and expansion. So you can see here again, more hardware as well as the central subscriptions and those managing under that single pane of glass. So if you will, Jason, hit the button one more time. There we go. So a total of almost $3,500 worth of spiffs for, again, something you guys are already selling. So you do have some of the quantities here did reach, well, one of them did reach the cap, but still $825 for that single hardware, as well as the 15 for central subscriptions. So really lucrative, really easy ways to earn. And we want to make this super simple for you guys. So if you aren't familiar with this and you want some more details, or you want a detailed tour, again, personalized, just reach out to your channel account manager. We are very happy to help you guys with this stuff. We want to put extra money in your pocket with taking advantage of the programs that we do have. So you can see here, there's a list. If you don't know who your channel account manager is, we put a quick list together, but certainly reach out to whomever you guys have contact with. Even if it's not somebody on this list, we're happy to direct you to the right person if we are not the correct contacts for you. Jason, any final thoughts? Any final questions?
Other than me spelling your email wrong, it's SHANAN. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
No, I would again just like to thank everyone for joining this. Thank Richard and the other inside channel account managers that have helped us out with this. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and Richard's contact is there if you have questions. He's more than happy to answer them directly. Again, he's got a lot of participation in the program. In fact, him and I talked about it. I actually introduced him to the program a number of years ago, so you can see what happens with time and participation. There's lots and lots of opportunities for you to not only influence what happens, but profit from what's happening as well. So we do definitely thank everyone for joining us today. And again, if you have questions, just let us know. We are very happy to help you guys earn some extra cash.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks everybody for joining.